Demand culture. They demand. Age, very, very young. They come from the families where there is sexual abuse, where it's like a mother has like multiple boyfriends come in and they abuse the child. She's 17 and her mother sold her for heroin for majority of her life. Okay, she says, can you believe, I mean, this is unimaginable suffering.
I will smuggle you into the United States. You'll have to cross the Mexican border. We have a whole series of coyotes, of smugglers that will help bring you in. And then after that, you'll owe us about $15,000. It actually involved women from about 13 different countries. Men lining up at the door. Each one of the clients, it turns out, would get 15 minutes with a young woman. He would typically pay $30 at the door, and that if the woman was in the process of still paying off her debt, all $30 of that went to the house to pay off, again, the smuggling debt that she was told that she owed.
The recruiters, if I need something, I'm going to go to the malls. I'm going to go where the kids hang out. I'm going to recruit from your middle schools and the high schools. And lo and behold, not all pimps are boys. And the girls and the recruiters, usually in the lingo of, of prostitution and such, the bottom bitch is the one that recruits. The taxi cab drivers, the bouncers, the hotel clerks. Come talk to you. You are going to say, hey, I have preferences, okay, and I like to have a little young girl or boy, can you send them? I'll give you X amount of money. We accidentally leave a porn movie in our home because we adults can have the privilege of watching, and then your 8-year-old looks at the porn movie, takes the little sister and says, let's imitate that.
Club brothels or sex clubs are found primarily in Europe and Asia, such as the one here in Kathmandu, where there are more than 400 men's clubs, the majority of which sell sex with young Nepalese girls. Massage parlors are often used as front organizations for prostitution. In the parlors I visited, I was typically led to a back room or up a flight of stairs where young girls were offered. In the parlor pictured here in Chiang Rai, Thailand, I was taken up a flight of stairs to a locked room. The woman in the blue sweater took me up, where the female children were told to disrobe to entice selection. When I turned to leave, the manager offered me her best hard sell, 2 children for the price of 1.
These are the people with boots on the ground, if you will. They're the ones in the trenches. They're the ones who get the calls, the desperate calls in the middle of the night. They're the ones that go to the airport to pick up the 9-month-old baby who's been rescued from a brothel. The question I asked all of them is, why do you do it? And they answered me with another question. They said, how can we not? Those are our sisters. Anyway, I'm kind of emotional about these people. I've fallen in love with all of them. So that's the national hotline for Transnistria, and these women, very courageous women, literally risk their lives every day to help people that they don't know. Another center that I went to in Moldova was the Ariadna Center in Drogia. She said no, she hadn't slept for about 10 nights because every night, like clockwork, she got a call at 2 or 3 in the morning, I forget now what time it was, from a woman from Chisinau who had been trafficked. She was calling from a brothel. She didn't know where she was. She didn't know what country she was in.
So Katrin was 18 when she was trafficked, and she was a virgin. She was trafficked by a woman in her village. Now, you might ask me, how do you know she's telling you the truth? How do you know she was a virgin? Someone as skeptical as me, and someone with as much experience, when you look into a girl's eyes and she tells you this by her body language and by the information she discloses over an extensive period of time, you know. Katya said to me, I'm so ashamed. I cannot eat out of the same plate as my mother. So I told her, call up Hassan and tell him that a friend of yours is going to go down there and meet him. I went to Fethiye. I met with Hassan, who's the man in the blue tank top. He said, yeah, I really liked Oresya, and yes, you know, she was, I knew she was a trafficked woman, but yeah, I used her services, and what exactly do you want to do? And I said, I want you to tell Yusuf that you want to sell me to him.